What's going on, guys? Thanks so much for watching. I want to talk to you real quick about a few ways that you can maintain your muscle while dieting, because too often everyone thinks that when you start a diet or you want to cut some body fat that you have to let all your muscle tissue go to just away and go down the toilet, but that couldn't be further from the truth. So here's a few different ways that you can maintain your muscle while dieting. Okay, step number one, keep a high protein intake. When I actually schedule or program an online coaching client's nutrition numbers, I actually have their protein intake higher while dieting than when they're at maintenance or trying to gain weight. So be sure to have a high protein intake. I like to have at least a gram per pound of body weight, if not, depending on the person, upwards of 1.5 grams or somewhere in between there while dieting. Just because when you're dieting, you're in a deficit. That's the only way to lose weight. You have to be in a calorie deficit, like which means you are more catabolic than anabolic. So it means you're burning more. Well, if you want to avoid losing all your muscle tissue or a big chunk of it and your strength, then you want to really keep pushing that protein intake. Okay, that's the step number one. Step number two is still lift heavy. Too often people, when they go dieting, they're like, oh, well, gotta go hit all high reps in the gym, or I gotta do cardio out the ass, or I gotta, stop lifting heavy. No. Couldn't be further from the truth. Okay? One of the best ways to maintain muscle tissue while dieting is to lift heavy. Lifting heavy is one of the ways you can stimulate more muscle growth or maintain it. So you're kind of playing damage control. So just don't go all high reps just because you're dieting. That can actually make you smaller. So because the goal while dieting is to still stimulate as much protein synthesis as possible, okay? So when you do it, just be sure you're still lifting heavy. Still, if you want, just be careful so don't get injured, but you still be pushing the heavy weight, some lower reps in there too. And then number three, almost lost it. Number three, don't do massive deficits, okay? As we know, the only way to lose fat, the absolute only way to lose fat is to be in a calorie deficit. But don't do a massive deficit. One way that people, shoot themselves in the foot in terms of trying to lose weight and maintain their muscle is they have like a massive calorie deficit. You only want, if you can do just like a 10% calorie deficit or 3 to maybe 500 calorie deficit, start there. Don't do like a crazy, so I've seen some people do like crazy 800 to 1200 calorie deficits and then they get small. They literally shrink like that. They'll be shredded, but they're also flat as a pancake and have no muscle tissue. So there you have it. Lift heavy, high protein intake, and don't have a huge deficit. Have a mild deficit. If you got questions, let me know. I'd be glad to help. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and share this video with your friends. I'll talk to you soon.